I'm pretty sure there's almost 40 books there. Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Lena and welcome to another video. As you can probably see from the title of this video, we're going to do a tag today. And I really enjoy tags personally. I think it's a great way to keep in touch with the community. But I'm in love with this tag because it has so many good recommendations based mostly on tropes, which I really enjoy. But yeah, I have so many. I'm going to put a picture here of how many books I have on my bed waiting for me right now. Whoa. This tag was created by Sarah at Voyage Through Words. I really like her. She has a great channel. I will highly recommend you check her out. She was the creator of this. She tagged me in this, which I'm extremely thankful for it. I'm like a month late to this tag because I have so many tags that I haven't done yet. But today we're going to do the Greek mythology book tag. So let's just get started. The first one is The Greek Gods Are Flawed, book with a flawed MC. For this I have the perfect one. I will see. I hope that I really find it. So for this one I'm going to choose Rin from the Poppy War. I mean, we know that she is flawed, but she's a flawed queen and we really like her. The Poppy War is a Asian inspired pretty dark fantasy that I would highly recommend because it's fantastic, and the third entry is coming out on November, I think. But yeah, Rin for the win always. She's such a great character. I'm looking at my shelves, mostly empty because of the books that I pulled out for this one. Next, Zeus. Zeus? No. It's Zeus, I think. The Big Guy. A massive book or series. For this... Where is it? For this, I'm going to choose the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. I think there are 15 books already in this series. I don't know, or 14. I think that we're going to still have books coming out in this series, so it's going to be so long. But yeah, this is about a wizard detective, so it's a great one. Oh, by the way, there are 2 prompts for each god, but you can just do one prompt. But I'm going to try and do all of them. Then the serial adulterer, book recommendation outside your usual reading genres. For this, I'm going to choose this horror story, the Twisted Ones. I don't remember the name of the author right now, but I put a picture right here. And I love this. I read this a couple of months ago, and it was so good. Extremely horrifying, and listened to it as an audiobook. So yeah, but it's basically about this girl who's emptying out her grandmother's house. It's scary as hell. There are dolls. Then let's go with Poseidon, god of the oceans. Book set by or at sea. For this, I'm going with The Light at the Bottom of the World. I always say this title wrong. By London Shaw. This is basically about a future where the world is basically completely being submerged. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting story. I remember giving this 3 stars. It was pretty okay. I will continue with this series because I'm still pretty curious about it. Forgotten of the big 3 after Zeus and Hades. Middle book that you actually like. I have the perfect one for this. Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. I think that this is the best of the 3. Oh, but it's so much better than the other 2. I really like the first one, but this sold me out on the trilogy completely. I think it's a brilliant book. And please, if you haven't read Sight, well, The Ark of the Sight, I would highly recommend that you do. It's a great kind of dystopia, well, more of a utopia kind of book. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's so good. Oh my god, I cried so much with the end of this book. Then, Hades, god of the underworld, not dead. A book that was different from your expectations. For this, I'm going to choose Jade City by Fondali. I didn't have great expectations for this book. I don't know why, but it didn't quite resonate with me when I first got it. But then Kami told me it's fantastic, you need to read it, and indeed. This book is amazing. It's one of my favorite series of this year, one of my favorite books from this year. It's great. I really need the 3rd book. Twitter's favorite broody bad boy god. Book with a trope that you enjoy. For this, I'm going with Dawn of Wonder by Jonathan Renshaw. This has one of my favorite tropes, which is an abandoned, creepy city. I really liked it, and it gets to take like a good chunk of the book. I thought that it was going to be a little more of a book 2, the abandoned city, but no, it's like this ending part right here, and I really liked it. I will say that it wasn't as creepy as I thought, but still, I really liked it. The moment that they mentioned the city, I was just like, yes, finally! But yeah, I highly recommend this book, even though we don't know when the second one's coming out. Then, let's go with Hera. Hera? Sorry? Hera? Hera? I don't really know. Wife of Zeus. I love the book that's treated unfairly by the community. The community? Community, or it's underhyped. I've said this series is underrated so many times. So I've talked about the series many times already, but Mage's Blood by David Hare, the Moontide Quartet, is fantastic. It's a really kind of slow and heavy political intrigue fantasy with tons of magic, and I would highly recommend it. It's so good. I have only heard one other person talk about it, Kitty from Kitty, but yeah, it's great. It's so hot in here and I have such a huge headache. Known to be vengeful, a revenge story. I don't have the physical copy right here with me today because I lent it to a friend, but The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winters. Fantastic revenge story. I have another one here, but I'm taking The Rage of Dragons. It was great. African inspired fantasy. It's really good. And the sequel is actually coming out October, September, something. Then let's go with Aphrodite, Goddess of Beauty. Book with a beautiful cover. Even though I own many beautiful covers, I'm gonna go with the 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. This is beautiful. It's beautiful on the outside and on the inside. If you have never read the 10,000 Doors of January, please do it. It's such a wholesome, good, cry-worthy story. But yeah, it's fantastic. I can't wait to read Alex E. Harrow's new book. Then, Goddess of Love, your favorite romance. As you all probably know, I'm not a romance person, but still, the romance in Crown of Feathers, well, it's more developed in the second book, because in here it's just like a minor thing. It's so good, and it's so beautiful and so pure, and I loved it. It's really slow burn, and it's not like your cliche YA love story, and I really loved it. But yeah, Crown of Feathers is so good. Come on, we're going fast! Athena, Goddess of Strategy Warfare, a political book. Besides Mage's Blood, which is a great political book, I'm going to choose a sci-fi political book. This is a memoir called Empire by Arcadi Martin. I just recently read this, and it's so political heavy, so good. This is about a ambassador who's sent to this planet after her predecessor was murdered, basically. And it's her just investigating the whole thing, and it's just so damn good. I think that this just won one of the Hugo Awards. I might be wrong. Some award. Someone told me in the comments, but yeah, I highly recommend it to check out Memory Called Empire. It's great. It's again a bit slower than most sci-fis, but still incredibly good. Then Goddess of Wisdom. Favorite non-fiction. For this, I'm going to choose White Fragility. I read this a couple of months ago. I really liked it. It's a topic that I'm not used to read. So yeah, overall it was fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Then Artemis Hunters, a book with strong female friendship. You were waiting for this, and it's coming. It's here. It's been so much time since the last time I talked about The Sword of Kagan by ML1, which is one of the greatest books that you are ever going to read if you like fantasy, because it's just that good. But yeah, this has a great, strong female friendship with Misaki and 2 other of the women in this village. It's so good. It's such a deep friendship, and it's just incredible. You can feel the friendship through these pages, which is really weird. But yeah, I loved it, and you should highly check out this Sword of Kagan because it's so good. Kayla and Angela are just reading this and they're suffering like I suffer. So yeah, you're so both of you are so not ready for what's coming. It's so hard. Patron of young girls, often also depicted as one. Favorite children's book, middle grade. Because I hardly read middle grade these days, I'm going to go with Percy Jackson. I mean, if you haven't been here a while, you know that I love Percy Jackson so much. I read it when I was a teenager. I read it on February, if I'm not mistaken, and I loved it so much. I have given every single book in the series 5 stars because they are just that good. Then let's go with Demeter. Demeter? What? I don't know the English names of the gods. I'm sorry. Known to be God and Nature, your favorite wholesome story. For this, I'm going to choose one of the books that I'm currently reading, The House in the Cerulean Sea. This is been already incredibly wholesome. I'm not, like, as I've told you, an emotional person, but this book, it's so cute. It's really so cute. I can't wait to finish it. I think that I'm going to cry, but like, joy cry? It's going to be weird. Then, The Mom God, a book you will recommend to your mom. For this, I'm going with Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. My mom loves thrillers and she has like a good taste for sci-fi thrillers, so I'm pretty sure that she would like this. In fact, she already loved it because I had already recommended it to her. That's why it's in Spanish. I bought it for her, but yeah, this is such a good thriller. This is such a good sci-fi thriller. Then let's go with Apollo. God of Poetry and Art, a beautiful written book. For this, I have Strange the Dreamer by Lena Taylor. This is the Spanish edition once again. And I mean, we all know that Lena Taylor writes beautiful books. She has a beautiful prose. It's so lyrical. But yeah, I really loved Strange the Dreamer. I really need to read it on English so I can appreciate her writing better. But yeah, this is so good. Then, God of Prophecy. A book with the Chosen One trope. For this, I'm going to use like a little bit of a twist. For this, I'm going to choose Master of Sorrows by Justin Cole because he's the chosen one. But he's the chosen one for evil, which is such a much better trope. But yeah, I'm including it here because I didn't really want to use the Wheel of Time because that's so easy. I loved it more than most people, probably, but still straight. I can't wait for the second book. I needed it. And I will probably have to reread this because I have mostly forgot about everything in the middle. But still, this is a great chosen one trope. Then let's go with Ares. God of Primitive Brutal War or Battle. A book with great battle scenes. I was going to say Oathbringer, but I'm gonna go with Promise of Blood by Brian McLennan. I'm going to talk about the series in general. This has great battle scenes, like gigantic battles. And because it has like muskets and that kind of thing, it just makes the battle so fun. And with all the magic, all of the different types of magic, especially in the second and third book, the battles are great. But there's one battle in the streets in this book where they do like the coup d'etat. I can't really remember. A coup. Yes, a coup. And it's fantastic. With all the citizens fighting each other and such, and it's just such a good battle. Often the bad guy in pop culture, a book you personally didn't enjoy but still would recommend. I'm going to choose The Name of the Wind here. I don't have my copy here because I gifted it to one of my friends. I don't know where it is. But I don't really like The Name of the Wind. I think that is highly overrated. Yeah. So yeah, still I would recommend it. I think Patrick Rothfuss's writing style is fantastic and it's so over the top that I will still really recommend it. And it's a good step into fantasy, actually. Then let's go with the Festus, The Lame God, a book with disability representation. For this, I'm choosing the book that I'm currently reading. This is Velocity Weapon by Megan E. I struggle so much with this name. But yeah, one of our main protagonists doesn't have one of her legs. So yeah, this book has been fantastic. I have been enjoying it so much. I think that I might try and finish it today, even though I'm already past the middle because I'm listening to it as an audiobook. But yeah, I think that I might actually finish it today. But yeah, great rep. Then, The Smith, a book with your favorite weapon. Even though I'm a bow person, 100%, there's one weapon here. It's a sword made of a special metal, I think it was, that allows it to cut through anything because the molecules are so small that it can cut through them. The sword is gifted to Hadrian on this book, I think. Or was it in the second? I think it was in this book. But yeah, it's such a cool weapon. I wish I had one. Then Hermes, one of the only people repeatedly traveling to the Underworld, a book with a journey. For this, I'm going to choose Metro 2033 by Dmitry Glukhovsky. This is a travel through post-apocalyptic metro in Russia. It's so good. I think that the first book is the best. The second and the third one are pretty awful. But still, this first one is one of my favorites. I love Artyom's story, and the video game is also fantastic. The Trickster God, a book with smart, cunning protagonist. For that, I'm going to choose Fortune Divinity by Andrew Rowe, and I'm going to choose Jonan because he's such this type of character. I really like him. He's like this cunning type of character. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it, basically. But yeah, he's such a smart ass. I really like him. Let's go with Hestia, Goddess of the Hearth. Book that feels like coming home. For this, I'm going to also choose Percy Jackson. I'm not a huge rereader of books, but basically the only series that I have reread completely is Percy Jackson. I loved it. I feel so comfortable rereading them and again and again and again. But yeah, for this I'm going to choose a repeat. I'm sorry. One of the Virgin Goddesses, a book without romance or a book with ace representation. For this, I'm going to choose So Kill Girls by what was her name? Claire Legrand, I think. If I remember correctly, this has a sexual character as one of the main three. If I remember correctly, I think I am. But yeah, if it's not this book, I will really need to check it out. But yeah, I would kind of swear that it was in this book. Let's go with Dionysus, Helper of Outcast, your favorite own voices story. Because I didn't want to choose the Sword of Cain again or the Poppy War, I'm going to choose City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This is a more of a desert fantasy and it's great. It's a really solid and great book. I still need to read the sequel. I promise I'll try it because I've been bullied into continue with the series, but I will, I promise. God of Wine, a book that's just simply fun. For this, I'm going to choose Reborn Apocalypse. I don't have a physical copy of it because it doesn't exist yet, but this is a lead RPG, and I swear this is just like Sword Art Online, but a little bit less epic, in my opinion. But still, this was great. Such much fun, and you can read it in 1-2 sittings. Then, second to last, Persephone, Changing Between the Underworld and Olympus, a book that includes traveling between worlds. I could have chosen the Wayward Children series, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to choose Magician by Robert E. Feist because it's the Rift War saga and it's basically a war between different worlds, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm really curious to continue with this series, but yeah. I would highly recommend to check this one out if you really like classic, extremely classic fantasy. Then, Problematic Ship, favorite problematic romance. For this, I'm going to choose The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I wouldn't say that the romance is problematic in the next books, but a bit in this one. Because it's basically about, it's a relationship between a slave and his master, which is not cool, but he's kind of a really but you know, the master is this sexy, sad boy, and it happens. But yeah, I will say that it's not that problematic on the next books because things that I won't spoil, but yeah, it's pretty problematic in this one. Abuse of power is not good, guys. It's not good. Then, our last god, Hecate, Goddess of Sorcery. Story including sorcery of witchcraft. For this, I'm going to choose The Shadow of Was Lost by James Islington. This has shit ton of magic. It's great. It has time magic, more like the type of wizard magic. It's just a good. I've been trying to reread this series, but I will before I read the third book. But it's great. And also, it has summaries of the previous book in the next ones. Please, can we just normalize that? Oh, and the last question. The Three-Faced Goddess, a book with multiple POVs. Yes! I'm not exactly talking about this one, I'm talking about Caliban's War, but I'm so lazy I didn't get it out because I'm currently reading this one. But in the second book of The Expanse, we have some of the best characters. We have Bobby, we have Pasarala, and we have Fallen, and it's just, everything is fine. But yeah, I love the different POVs in The Expanse. I think they're done wonderfully, and you can really tell which one they are. They are not like just all mixed up and you don't know what character it is. But yeah, you know that I love The Expanse. Who am I just... I'm not deceiving anyone right now. So yeah, we're done. This was such a long tag. I don't really know who to tag, but please, if you want to be tagging this one, you want to do it, let me know. I will tag you 100%. This was such a great tag. I really like mythology in general. I'm a huge fan of Greek mythology in particular. But yeah, this was so much fun. Please, if you have different answers, just let me know down below which ones do you choose. But yeah, that's going to be all for today. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!